There's something about women that most men never understand. One moment, she's warm and affectionate. The next, she's distant, as if you did something wrong, but you have no idea what. She says she doesn't care about attention, yet she posts selfies online and deletes them if they don't get enough likes. She tells you, "Just be honest with me," but when you are, she gets upset. Sound familiar? Most men struggle to understand women because they assume logic applies to emotions. Big mistake. But here's what nobody tells you. Women have predictable weaknesses, flaws that, once understood, put you ahead of 99% of men. These weaknesses aren't faults. They're patterns deeply ingrained in psychology, biology, and social conditioning. And today, you're going to uncover 10 of them. Once you do, everything changes. Most men react to women, but after this video, you'll understand them, and that gives you the advantage. Let's begin. Most men go through life frustrated with women. They think, why does she say one thing and do another? Why does she pull away when things are going well? Why does she create problems out of nowhere? And here's the problem. Most men look for logical answers to emotional behavior. Women don't operate on logic the same way men do. Their decisions, desires, and reactions are heavily shaped by emotion, instinct, and social influence. Now, this isn't about blaming women. This is about understanding them, because once you do, you'll stop feeling confused or frustrated. Instead, you'll move smarter. See, most men are playing the game blind. They react emotionally, take things personally, and constantly feel like they're walking on eggshells. But the truth is, women follow predictable patterns. If you've ever thought, man, all women seem to act the same way, it's because they do. And it's not random. These behaviors come from biological instincts, social programming, and emotional tendencies that most men never notice. And that's where you gain an edge. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. 10 hidden weaknesses that, once you recognize, will change how you see women forever. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let's start with the first one. Weakness 1. Emotional prioritization over logic. Ever had a conversation with a woman where everything seemed fine, until suddenly, it wasn't? You're speaking logically, explaining your side, but out of nowhere, her mood shifts. She's upset, emotional, and you're left thinking, what just happened? Here's the truth. Women prioritize how they feel over what makes sense. A man thinks, what's the rational solution? A woman thinks, how does this make me feel? This is why arguing with logic during an emotional moment never works. When a woman is upset, she doesn't want solutions. She wants to feel understood. How to use this to your advantage? Next time she's emotional, don't argue. Don't explain. Instead, acknowledge her feelings first. Once her emotions settle, then logic can come in. Master this and you'll stand out from 99% of men. Weakness 2. The hypergamy instinct. Have you ever felt like a woman lost interest in you for no reason? Everything was great. Until one day, she seemed distant, less affectionate, more critical. Then, suddenly, she's gone. Here's what most men don't realize. Women are wired to seek the best possible option. This is called hypergamy, the instinct to always look for the highest value partner. If a woman feels she's dating below her potential, she will emotionally detach long before she physically leaves. What does this mean for men? Complacency kills attraction. If you stop growing, improving, and leading, a woman's hypergamy switch flips and she looks elsewhere. The solution? Never stop evolving, not for her, but for yourself. Weakness. 3. Social validation. Dependence. Why do women care so much about what others think? She says she doesn't care about attention, but she spends hours crafting the perfect selfie. She claims she's not into social media, yet she checks her notifications constantly. Here's the truth. Women crave social validation. Since ancient times, women survived by staying connected to the group. Rejection meant being outcast. Today, social media is the new tribe, and attention is the new currency. How does this affect relationships? A woman who seeks constant external validation may never be satisfied with one man's attention. The key: don't chase her validation, make her seek yours. Weakness 4. Indecisiveness and the paradox of choice. Why do women struggle to make simple decisions? She says she's hungry, but when you ask what she wants to eat, she doesn't know. You suggest something, she rejects it, so you ask again. And the cycle continues. Here's why. Women struggle with too many choices. Psychologists call this the paradox of choice. Having too many options leads to stress, indecision, and regret. And in relationships, if a man doesn't take the lead, she'll feel overwhelmed. How do you handle this? Be decisive. Don't ask, "What do you want to do?" Just lead. Women respect men who make decisions with confidence. Weakness 5. Attention-seeking tendencies. Why does she say she doesn't care about attention, but constantly seeks it? She posts a picture, then deletes it if it doesn't get enough likes. She claims she doesn't need male attention, but her actions tell a different story. Here's the reality. Women thrive on attention. It's like fuel for their self-esteem. This isn't vanity, it's biology. Women evolved to attract high-status mates, and in the modern world, social media provides instant validation. So what should men do? Never compete for her attention. Instead, be the man she seeks attention from. The second you chase, you lower your value. Weakness 6. The shit test mechanism. Why does she randomly challenge you, even when things are going well? One moment, she's sweet. The next, she throws a sarcastic remark or questions your confidence. Most men get defensive, but that's exactly where they fail. She's not trying to hurt you, she's testing you. Women instinctively shit-test men to see if they're truly confident. It's a subconscious way to weed out weak or insecure behavior. How do you pass these tests? Stay unfazed. If she teases you, tease back. If she challenges you, stay calm. The moment you react emotionally, you fail. Confidence isn't what you say, it's what you don't react to. Weakness 7. Emotional contagion. Ever notice how a woman's mood changes depending on the people around her? She could be having a great day until she talks to a friend who's upset. Suddenly, her energy shifts, and now she's in a bad mood too. This happens because women are highly influenced by emotions in their environment. Studies show that women have stronger mirror neurons, meaning they absorb emotions more than men. If her best friend is angry, she feels that anger too. How can you use this? Be the calm center in her life. If she's stressed, don't mirror her anxiety. Stay grounded. Your emotional stability influences her more than you think. Weakness 8. Cognitive dissonance in relationships. Why does she say one thing but do the complete opposite? She tells you she wants a nice guy, but chooses the one who ignores her. She insists she hates drama, but keeps running back to the guy who creates it. This happens because of cognitive dissonance. When a woman's emotions and logic don't align, her feelings win. She might believe she wants stability, but if that stability lacks excitement, she'll be drawn to the chaos instead. How do you handle this? Don't listen to what she says. Watch what she responds to. Attraction is felt, not decided. Weakness 9. The need for mystery and drama. Why do some women create problems when everything is going well? Things are peaceful, no fights, no stress. Then suddenly, she picks a random argument, starts acting distant, or seems bored. Here's the truth. Many women crave emotional stimulation, even if it comes from drama. When a relationship becomes too predictable, some women create tension to feel excitement again. It's not intentional, it's subconscious. What's the solution? Don't fall into the drama trap. Instead, bring healthy unpredictability. Surprise her, challenge her, keep her guessing. A woman will always choose emotional intensity over emotional flatness. Learn to control that intensity, and you stay in control. Weakness 10. The fear of missing out, FOMO. Why do some women hesitate to fully commit, even when they like you? She enjoys your time together, she seems invested, but there's always hesitation. She keeps things casual, avoids labels, or talks about how she's not ready for something serious. This happens because of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Women constantly compare their current situation to potential alternatives. Social media, dating apps, and societal pressure all fuel the illusion that something better might be out there. How do you handle this? Instead of convincing her, become the man she fears losing. Create an experience so powerful she stops looking elsewhere. Now, let's wrap everything up. Now that you know these 10 hidden weaknesses, you'll start seeing them everywhere. Most men go through life frustrated, confused, and reactive when it comes to women. They take things personally, chase validation, and never understand the patterns beneath female behavior. But not you. You now understand that women prioritize emotion over logic. Their attraction follows hypergamy and social validation. They test men to filter out weakness. Their choices are driven by fear, indecision, and excitement. And here's the real advantage. Awareness is power. Most guys react to women's behavior. But when you understand these patterns, you become the man who moves strategically. You remain calm, confident, and unshakable. So, what's next? Apply what you've learned. Next time a woman acts distant, tests you, or gets caught up in emotional waves, you'll see it for what it is. And instead of reacting like 99% of men, you'll respond like the 1% who truly understand women. Drop a comment below. Which of these weaknesses have you noticed the most? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay sharp.